We're joined today by Gerry Nelson and Chris Villeneuve here up in Meadow Lake at the Kingdom, where Gerry practices every Friday. Gerry's a blind golfer and a very good one, been to many world championships, represented Saskatchewan on many stages. I guess, Gerry, you're getting ready for the U.S. Blind Golf Championships, which is a big event, not the biggest you've ever been in. But I guess for you, take us back, I guess with the eyesight and kind of what led you into this great sport.
Well, I lost my eyesight in 1988, and somebody saw me swing a golf club at a blind sports symposium and thought that I would do good on the blind golf tour, if you will. And I got in touch with a former coach of another blind golfer in Saskatchewan, and we actually started hitting balls in the summer of 1990. But I felt at that time I just wasn't quite ready to start competitive tournament golf yet. So we started in 91, and my first tournament I finished second, and it's just kind of gone from there many years, and a lot of tournaments later, but always striving to get better.
Was golf part of your pastime of your life before the eyesight?
Yes and no. I would kind of off and on sporadically. I'd pick it up for a while, and then I'd find something else to do, and then I'd go back to it. But I think having had sight once upon a time and played some golf definitely helped me out after I lost my eyesight. I knew what a good swing should look like. Didn't always make one, but I understand the concept and the fundamentals, how it's supposed to be.
So I guess, probably a stupid question, the biggest hurdle, obviously you can't see the ball. So I guess, how did you get involved with Chris, and how did you get so good at this? You mentioned that you had a good swing prior. So, obviously it seems so difficult. How did you become so good at it?
Well, it started out with Chris. I needed a guide at a provincial tournament we had in Weyburn, and I asked Chris if he would coach another blind golfer, and as it turned out, she was an old girlfriend. We broke up right before the tournament, so I needed a coach. So I got Chris to coach me, and I found somebody else for the other golfer. And I can tell you we've come a long way together, and when Chris first started, he didn't know the difference between a 6 or a 9 iron or a wedge or a driver, but I got to give him a lot of credit. He's one of the best in the world at doing this, and really he's helped me get better and us get better over the years. And I had to pull him out of retirement once already, so I'm not letting him go this time.
How difficult was it, especially when you first started? Maybe there's more options now, maybe there isn't, but to find events for you to play in.
We'd like to think it's getting better now. It's easier. We've got blind golf at the provincial level, the regional level in our Western Canadian Association. We have Blind Golf Canada, and we've got the International Blind Golf Association. So you can play basically blind golf at whatever recreational or competitive level you want to play at.
Okay. So we are going to get to talk about some of the places you guys have both been. I wanted to bring Chris in now just so, as Gerry was just kind of telling us the history about you guys, what do you obviously have a passion for this and a passion, with Gerry to help him get better and achieve his goals. But what is it about, this tandem for you that it brings you to, the Kingdom every Friday?
It's the competitiveness of the sport. In order for Gerry to do well, I have to be perfect. So I have to give 100% every single time I put his club behind the ball, and then when he hits a good shot, I get a rush out of it. So the competitiveness, and he's a very competitive person. We're best friends. We've never had an argument or a disagreement on the course or anywhere else for that matter. We just relish our friendship, and we're both competitive, both similar that way. And I just love doing it.
Was golf a big part of your life? Did you play it growing up? Do you know a lot about the game, or was he just joking when he was fibbing there about the 6 and the 9 iron?
No, he's not kidding. The first year I started coaching, we went to Weyburn, and then a Western tournament, and then we went to Japan, and that was quite an eye-opener. But the level of competitiveness at a blind golf tournament, I really got a good appreciation for, well, they're inspiring. To see a blind person go out there and do something that most sighted people can't do regularly, it's inspiring, and I love that part of it. I'll keep doing this as long as he needs me to. I just love the sport, love the competitiveness, and the travel's nice.
Yeah, I saw some amazing places. So just, walk us through. I do have some video of, you guys practicing here at the Kingdom, but kind of, just walk through, I guess, a hole at an event.
Well, at an event, it starts with getting ready for the tournament. I have to be his eyes, if you will, his guide. I mean, he's on my arm from the time he wakes up in the morning till the time he goes to bed. So I have to be there for him the whole time. It's not just going to the golf course for 3 hours. It's everything. It's eating, getting in a vehicle, traveling. But when we do get to the golf course, we go to the driving range, and then we go to the first tee box, and I have to make sure that he's square, he's lined up, and the ball position is perfect, or he doesn't have a chance of getting the ball to go where he wants it to go. And so far we've hit some pretty good numbers, so it's working out.
Yeah, it obviously has worked out, Gerry. Many great finishes at a lot of events across North America, across the world. Did you ever think that when you first, started this, that it was going to get to take you to places, unheard of almost?
I really had no idea, Clark. The fella that got me into blind golf, his name is Dick Aiken, and he's since passed now, but we started at the regional or the western level, and went to tournaments in the 4 western provinces. And as we began to play more and I was getting steadily better, then Dick started letting me know about certain tournaments we went to England a couple times, and we went to Scotland and down into the States. And it was only after Chris came on board that we started going other places like Japan and other places in the UK, down in the States. I haven't been to South Africa or Australia yet. I'm not real wild about going either place, actually, just because of the travel and the amount of time it takes to get there and be away. And Chris has a wife and kids at home. I'm retired, but it's still a long time to be on an airplane. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. When I could see, I never went anywhere, and blind golf has taken me places in the world that I never thought I would have ever been.
As a governing organization for amateur golf in Saskatchewan, we promote the game as the greatest social game on earth, and the health benefits it provides, whether you walk, whether you ride. I mean, walking obviously a little bit better for your body and whatnot, but what has golf done for you and the value of your life?
I can't even begin to tell you what it's done for me, Clark. When I lost my eyesight, I was struggling and trying to cope, and it was actually the game of golf that got me back up, and no pun intended, but back into the swing of things. And, after hitting golf balls out on the driving range at the old Greenbrier golf course, I felt 10 feet tall, like I could do anything. And golf has continued to feed that adrenaline to me. I've been able to do so much because of golf. Blind golf to me is the greatest peer support group going out there, and it just empowers a person, and you just start to believe that there's nothing that you can't do. It's really changed my life. It has been my life since I lost my sight in '88, and I always said just before I retired that I had to work to pay my golf bills. So it's done all that you could imagine and more.
Do you echo those thoughts yourself? Of course, you have the family back home and whatnot. You mentioned the travel, but to the things that you've got to accomplish and see as well all through this great game.
Oh, for sure. Like, I never thought I'd go to Ireland or Rome or any place like that, but we don't do a lot of sightseeing when we go to these tournaments. It's just on the golf course, but it's just knowing that you're there is nice, and meeting the new people. And as far as putting meaning in my life, I'm not sure. It's nice just to hang out with my best friend and go to these events that are extremely competitive. And the other golfers, they're just amazing people. everyone out there, they're all winners. They're all competitors. They don't ever complain about their loss of vision. You know, they're talking about the 400-yard drive or the 8-foot putt or 28-foot putt that they sunk that day. They're just regular golfers, and it's amazing to be part of it.
Yeah, a guy like me, we'd all dream of hitting it that far, sinking a 28-foot putt for sure. Later in March, you guys are going down to Georgia, not Augusta, but you're going to be down at Georgia to play in the U.S. Blind Golf Open Championship, I believe it is. You said it's not the biggest event you played in, but you got to be looking forward to this one, hey?
Oh, very much so. I've never won the U.S. Open, and that's a trophy I would like to bring home. I wish we were going to Augusta, but this tournament is going to be held in Columbus, Georgia, which is about an hour out of Atlanta. And I was at a tournament down there before, and it was just one of those places, Clark, that I said, if they ever have a tournament here again, I'm coming. It's just a beautiful part of Georgia. The hospitality is second to none. The golf course is just a diamond. It's a great place to go and start the season off a little bit early.
For sure. So you've been working here a lot over the winter at the Kingdom. Is his game ready to go? Can Gerry win it this year with your help?
Oh yeah, Gerry's extremely competitive this year, more so than even last year, and I don't think we lost a tournament in the last few years, but he's more than ready. We had some help from a good friend of ours, helped us out, change our clubs. So we're improving every day. I've changed the ball to match our swing speed. I mean, just lots of little things. And and we never get tired of working on the game. I mean, that's every golfer's aspiration, I think.
Yeah, even Tiger Woods has a coach. Guys, thanks for doing this, sitting down today. It was great to learn more about you, coming up and meeting you in person. And from Golf Saskatchewan, congratulations on all the success. Probably a Hall of Fame career eventually down the line, and even in the Golf Saskatchewan Hall of Fame. I think your name will come up eventually. Good luck down in Columbus, Georgia, to both of you.
Thanks for coming up, Clark. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Clark.